I'm going to go over a few rules and procedures for my classroom. When entering my classroom, wherever you are moving from, make sure you walk on the right side of the hall. Make sure you are speaking in very, very low voices. We do have sixth graders on the hall with us now, and so we have to make sure that the hallways are very quiet. Make sure that you do not block the intersections of the hallway. Our team is confined to the lower end of the seventh grade hall. Only the gifted students that report to the gifted teachers are the only ones that should go anywhere off this hall. When you get to my classroom, quietly come in. There will be a timer going on the board with Class Dojo on it. There will also be some sort of an assignment on the board. You have 3 minutes to get to my classroom once the bell rings, or you're late. If you're late, you will receive negative dojo points, and I will talk to you later on about how Class Dojo works in my room and the reward system that I have that's for that, but you will get negative dojo points. The only way you do not get negative dojo points for being late is if you have an excuse from a teacher, and that excuse should be in the form of a signed agenda. Once you come in, there will be some sort of assignment on the board that involves technology. Make sure that you use and bring your technology every day. Your technology can come in the form of an old iPhone that's not being used as a phone and can still get on the Wi-Fi. It could be an iPod. It could be a Kindle that gets the internet. It can be a tablet. It can be your own phone that you use. Anything that can get a Wi-Fi signal can be used in my classroom. We will use technology every day. I will always have the 5 student computers in my classroom, and I am soon going to have 5 Chromebooks in my classroom that you can borrow if you don't have your own. I will get the computer carts as much as possible to help out, but you need technology in my classroom. Almost everything that we're going to do involves technology this year. So bring your technology. When you come into the room, sit down, see what your assignment is, and immediately begin working. That's going to be an everyday thing. You shouldn't say, "What are we doing today, Ms. Brown?" You will already know if you just look on the board, look at our kudos for the day, look at the assignment for the day, and get going until I tell you to stop or direct you to do something else. So that's procedures for coming into my classroom. Okay? The next thing that I want to talk about is if you're absent. If you're absent, there are several ways that you can figure out what's going on, but it is your responsibility to contact me and find out what is going on. Easiest way is email. We both have email. You have a school email address. I have school email. Send me an email. If you can't get to email, send me a text message. Your parents have my cell phone number. Text me, say, "Ms. Brown, what did we miss today? What do I need to do?" And I'll tell you. Check your Edmodo account. I use Edmodo a lot. You will be signing into Edmodo at some point in time on the first day of school. Make sure you check there. You can see. If you have an assignment due the next day, I am going to contact you and your parents by either Infinite Campus call out or Infinite Campus email or Infinite Campus text messages. I'm very big on communication, so it's not you should never have a surprise you had something due today and didn't know about it. There's several different ways that you can get in touch with me. Again, it's your job to contact me and let me know. When you turn in assignments, make sure you turn them in on time to me. Keep up with your work. I'll always post due dates, so it's, again, never any surprise. You'll always know when the due dates are going to come. Technology rules. Again, you're going to use technology all day long in my classroom. You know what the technology should be used for. You know what it should not be used for. We shouldn't be texting. You shouldn't be on Instagram, Facebook, whatever you use. Make sure that you use the technology appropriately when you're in class so that you don't lose the privileges to use the technology in my classroom. There may be times when I need to get your attention when you're all working on something and I say, "I need your attention." What you will hear me say is, I'll say, "If you can hear me, clap once." And everybody should clap once that heard me. And then I'll say, "If you can hear me, clap twice." More people should join in by clapping twice. I should never get to have to say, "If you can hear me, clap 5 times. Usually by the time I go up to 1, 2, and 3, the entire class is quiet. So if you hear people clapping, that means stop and listen. Ms. Brown needs to tell you something. And if I have to say something, it's important and you need to hear it. Okay? Let's see. Next. If you ever finish an assignment early, There's always something that you could be working on. If you can't figure that out, raise your hand and I will let you know. But we've got Edmodo, we've got journal assignments that we're going to be doing, you've got novels that you're going to be reading, you've got all kinds of things that you're going to be doing. Okay, consequences. I will be using Class Dojo to do classroom behavior. I use Class Dojo several ways. One is to let you know when you're not doing something right, and the other one is to let you know that you are doing something right. So, for instance, when you come in, you're going to have a little character that's up on the board, and it's going to have your name on it. If I see you doing things right, you're going to hear a positive ding going on. Okay, when it's a ding and a thumbs up goes, you're going to collect points, okay? If you ever do something wrong that's not on task or that's not meeting my expectations, I'm going to ding you negatively, and it's going to have a thumbs down sign, okay? At the end of the period, if you end in a negative, you're going to receive a slash in your agenda from me, okay? Those warnings, those points, are those little thumbs up and thumbs down that I'm giving you are warnings. Okay, so I may not give you a verbal warning, but if you see your name pop up on the board and you see that you've gotten a negative dojo points, you will know that you are not doing what you should be doing. Okay, at the end of the period, I run a report. As a whole in the class, if the class gets 90% or above on task for the period, you get a point on the board. Once your class, your individual class, collects 10 points, then we have a reward day. So again, the only way that your class is getting points is if you collect 90% or above on task at the end of the period. Okay, once you collect 10 straight days, not straight, but once you collect 10 days, then I'm going to bring in a reward for you. Those rewards can be anything from donuts to a Sprite to a popsicle or a blow pop or anything like that. Sometimes I home cook stuff and bring in. It all depends on what day of the week you get the reward and what I have going on at home the night before. Sometimes it's something that I can easily swing into Walmart the morning of and bring in for you. The thing that you need to remember is we're celebrating success. We're celebrating you as a class being on task. The only time you're going to receive negative consequences in my room and with the dojo points is going to be when you end the period in a negative. There is no reason anyone should end in negatives in my classroom because I give you so many opportunities to correct your behavior. Okay. Trying to see what I have not covered. Visitors. We will have people in and out. This is a reading classroom. We're going to have visitors in and out all the time. I may have to be out for training. I do have 3 kids, so there may be a time when I'm sick and I have to be absent. If there is a visitor in the classroom, whether it be the principals, whether it be a substitute, whether it be a student teacher, we will be having a student teacher join us in September, and she's going to be with us for the year, but whether it be her or whether it be just people from the community walking in and observing to see how we do reading class. Once we have that, if we have that happen, my expectations are for you to remain calm, remain on task, and keep going, because they're not here to see me, they're here to watch you and see what all is going on in the classroom and how you're learning in this classroom. Restroom policy. I know needs for the restroom come up, and I am okay with that. There's times when I have to go too. The times when you can't go to the restroom when I'm talking in my class is when I'm in the front of the room addressing the class and giving instructions. If once we are through with the instructional part of the lesson and you're busy doing, that would be an appropriate time for you to come up to me with your agenda already signed, just so I can sign it and you can run to the restroom, okay? Make sure you go ahead and fill out your agenda before you even come ask me to go to the bathroom, okay? Easy peasy. We're going to have a great year. The more we practice my procedures in here, you will get to know them. If you have any questions, please let me know.